We begin our Celebrate Cities coverage this morning by diving into the history of Poplarville. Rob is live all morning at Main Street Coffee Company in Poplarville, and that's where we're going now to get more information. Good morning, Rob.
Hey, good morning, Ansley, and good morning, South Mississippi. We had a touch of technical difficulties earlier, but we've got everything on track and we're cruising along now. Like Ansley said, like we've been broadcasting and advertising, we are in Poplarville, Mississippi. This is the blueberry capital of the world, I tell you. Anybody disagrees with me, I will fight you on that. All right, maybe not the blueberry capital of the world, but look, it's a large blueberry industry here in South Mississippi. And being here for about 20 plus years after my military career and stationed here in South Mississippi, when you think of Picayune, you think of Paul's Pastry. When you think of Biloxi, of course, obvious things come to mind, as well as Gulfport. You think of Bay St. Louis, Old Town Bay St. Louis, and then, of course, when you talk about Poplarville, Mississippi, automatically blueberry pops up into your mind. As a matter of fact, the Blueberry Jubilee is right around the corner. Not this weekend, but the next weekend, the following weekend, the second weekend of June. We'll be heading into the first weekend coming up in a few days. Now, we are live at the Main Street Coffee Company, and you know, it's too bad you folks don't have smell-o-vision because Candace and I knew I was going to do this. There's Candace and there's also Danica. Danica sneaking out from the back end trying to help me out. Thank you, Danica. I appreciate it. Look, we're going to have a lot of fun with Candace and Danica coming up in just a minute or a few minutes from now, but we're going to give you a little bit of a history here in Poplarville. First of all, a new bit of information that I just recently found out this morning. The late, great Jimmy Buffett, he lived in this area. This was back in 1959. Obviously, the population was a little bit lower back then before his move to Pascagoula. But a couple of things about Poplarville. Of course, you know it to be the annual Blueberry Jubilee. Prides itself as a city of hospitality. You know, way back in 1872, Pearl River County was formed from land taken from both Marion and Hancock counties, and it was inhabited by a tribe of Indians called Caesar, after the chief. Now, the state of Mississippi was organized, as we all know, back in 1817, and it was divided into two large counties. Later, those counties were subdivided and so on and so forth, and in 1872, portions of Marion and Hancock County were used by the state legislature to organize Pearl County. That was what they called it back then, Pearl County. The name Pearl obviously chosen because of the adjoining state of Louisiana, including the Pearl River. So established in 1884, derived from early landowner named Poplar John Smith. Poplar Jim was also his name as a standard for poplar trees on the homestead property in the county. So since the land was owned by Mr. Poplar, Jim Smith, the county seat was named Poplarville. And now you know where Poplarville first came about and how Poplarville was actually derived. Now, back in 1900, the town of Lumberton withdrew from Pearl River County, which was annexed by Lamar County. In 1908, Picayune was part of Hancock County. It was annexed in by Pearl River County. And as of the 2010 census, the city population, 2,894. Now, that has grown since the previous census back in 1980s, but Poplarville has grown dramatically, and even coming over here over the past, let's say back in 2017, 2018 timeframe, much has developed in this local area. As a matter of fact, one of the main thoroughfares here, if you were to take Highway 49 into Stone County and then 26 West, when I was coming back here in 17, 18, and 19, they were doing quite a bit of work on 26, the highway. Boy, driving it this morning, it is nice and smooth. It is a nice casual drive from where we are in North Gulfport, where I'm talking about WXXV News 25, right around the Lyman community, just south of 53. It's a quick trek up to 26 north and then head west to Poplarville. Folks, there's a lot to learn about this beautiful city. We've got that information coming up to you this morning. We've got our host joining us a little bit later. We've got the usual suspects, including the mayor, closing things out closer to about 9 o'clock this morning. So stick around. We're going to have a lot coming up. But right now, reporting live from the beautiful Poplarville community and the Main Street Coffee Company. For WXXV News 25, I'm Chief Meteorologist Rob Knight.